DGI Friday at 2023 PDGA Masters Worlds, a PDGA Major in Flagstaff, Arizona. Grant Zellner and Philo Brathwaite with you this afternoon. On the course, Thorpe Park to be exact, with the MP40 division. They're back at Thorpe Park, Philo, for the second and final time this week for round 4 action.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Grant. Big day for the field here. Got to stay in the battle. Dave Feldberg right on the edge. 4-stroke disadvantage to Cale Leiviska out in front by 1 over Joe Rovere. One of those days you got to show up with your best game and stay firmly in this battle if you want any chance of taking down this championship.
Lots of players still in the hunt. Lots of danger here at Thorpe Park. We get things started off with the third hardest hole on the course, a 600-foot par 4 at hole number 1.
Great starting hole. Got to throw a really sharp drive off this tee shot to give yourself a solid chance to get up and down for birdie.
Cale Leiviska slept on a 1-throw lead.
Fortunate there to catch a tree. Joe Rovere trying to slice and dice his way up this fairway, some 400 plus feet, really open up that second shot. That should do for Joe. Made a good progress there.
Josh Anthon.
Burned that one over just a little bit off on the right side. Gonna have some really small angles to get up towards the green on that side of the fairway.
And Feldy right down the middle.
Wow. Never left center cut fairway there for Feldberg. Awkward stance there for Cale Leiviska on his second. Solid shot there from Cale, coming up just a hair short, but should have a look.
Josh Anthon to the power forehand.
Out there in the similar neighborhood as Cale Leiviska.
Now Joe Rovere.
Haven't seen many sidearms from Joe Rovere. That one gets him up into the green, somewhere around circle's edge out there on the right side.
Just a little upshot here from David Feldberg. Ooh.
Oh, one tree to beat. Unfortunately, he's going to catch that. Probably still in circle 2. And there's the look for Cale Leiviska from range. Nearly rings it up.
Josh Anthon, his third.
Soft bid there from Josh Anthon. Snuggles up close. Solid effort there from Feldberg. Unfortunate to catch that tree after that perfect drive.
Joe to tie.
That's one of the least committed putts we've seen from Joe all week. He's had a lot of solid efforts. Some of them, coming up just a little bit short, but that was well under the basket.
Anthon with the par. Par's a decent score here at the first. You're getting into the flow here at Thorpe Park.
You stole the words right out of my mouth. Pars aren't going to hurt you here on the first hole. Got a couple of tough shots right off the bat. Obviously that tee shot, super skinny up the middle route. Easy to catch a tree and end up off to the side and 300 and some odd feet away from the basket with a bunch of trees on the way into the green. So, four's not bad. These guys can survive that.
To the second, a 361-foot par 3.
Really like the look of this hole. Pretty straight ahead. A little bit of room out to the right side. I believe you can work this one in there.
Let's go.
Ooh, a little hyzer to flip action.
Cale Leiviska.
Beautiful shot. Looks like it just came up short of circle 1.
Joe trying to follow.
There you go. Nice shot, Joe.
Wow.
Using the ground play, getting inside circle 1 for Joe Rovere.
Anthon. Early tree.
Yep, that was about a half a foot from being perfect for Mr. Anthon. Dave Feldberg, the last on the box. Playing the little flex down the right side. Oh, one tree to beat. That was shaping up nicely for Feldberg. Outside range there for Mr. Feldberg. Anthon had a ways to go. Does well to get himself in range for a par save.
Dave Feldberg puts Blackie in the air.
Eventually, some of those are going to need to fall for Feldberg if he's going to make a run. Cale Leiviska, kind of a soft bid there. There we go. Strokes on folks there. Joe Rovere cashes the circle one putt for Bird.
Saw a lot of commitment there that we didn't see on that first effort at the last.
Correct. Got to grab that momentum if you can. So important on a day like today, momentum. It's a big word. Hopefully we're going to see a bunch of good momentum pushes throughout this card.
And with that tap in, we are tied at the top. Moving on to the third, a 350-foot dog leg to the left.
We didn't see hardly anyone get within circle one on this round two, I believe it was, right?
Yes.
Everybody was out there in 60, 70-foot range, having a hard time finding their way onto the green here. See if these guys can make the adjustment here. That looks to be short there for Joe Rovere.
Cale Leiviska looking a little bit lower than Joe.
There we go. A little bit of flare skip there, but a little bit off to the left and early for Cale Leiviska. Might have an opportunity with a good angle.
Anthon just fractions wide.
That was just unfortunate. The rocks in the ground there just took all the speed away. Feldberg looking for a similar line.
Like this.
There we go.
There's a line.
That's the best of the bunch and probably the best we've seen all week on camera.
So Joe with some work to do.
A little work left to do for Joe.
Terrible footing for Josh.
Oh, he's a master of speed.
Cale
Solid
once
run.
again. Close again from circle two is Cale. I wonder if he'll be able to dial those in like he has earlier in the week.
Well, there goes the momentum. Showed up and switched back over towards Cale with that chain out there from Joe Rovere. Grab an early bogey here round four. Josh Anthon safely in for par. Watch that one all the way into the bottom of the basket for Cale Leiviska, making sure that thing stays in.
There it is, the rare bogey. Hole number 4 is a 308-foot par 3, bending slightly to the left.
Yeah, there's some space out there for these guys to work a shot into the fairway and get onto this green, give themselves a look for birdie. Cale Cale Leiviska opting for the hyzer route, getting some ground play. There you go. Ooh, on the bullseye for Cale Leiviska.
That'll be useful. Anthon a little wider.
Yep, caught a tree. Center cut fairway. Long putt for a birdie, though.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Sounds like Feldberg caught a tree similar to where Josh Anthon was. Last on the box, Joe Rovere trying to bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
That's one way to get it done.
Feldberg first to act.
Online, just a bit short on the go for Feldberg. Little tap in par. Josh Anthon got to look at that run from Feldberg. Maybe give him a little. No time wasted there from Josh. He's going to cast that up to the bucket, take his par, and move on.
Bounce back birdie.
Big time. That is a mark of a pro right there. Joe Rovere bouncing back from the unfortunate bogey on the previous. Love to see it.
And finally, Cale to tap in a birdie. Stretching out a little bit longer for this par 3 at 401 feet.
Beautiful hole. I love that the fairway's defined right down the middle. Got a couple of late trees with some scraggler kind of limbs hanging out into the fairway to avoid. See if these guys can slice and dice their way into a birdie look.
That looks to be well offline.
Yep, just a bit to the left. We've seen that happen a bunch up here in Flagstaff, Arizona. Guys think they got it online, and gravity and the stability of the disc had other ideas for them.
Rovere gets that one to hold the line. Now Anthon. Fades out a little early. Feldberg.
A lot of trees out there to the left, and Feldberg clipped one of them, comes straight down. Leiviska's shot number 2.
He was even further off to the left than I expected.
Same, yeah, and he still got himself a little work just inside circle 1 to scrape up a par. Feldberg now a little patent pending back to the basket and clips another tree. Long putt for par.
Boy, Josh plays fast.
He certainly does. He gets his mind made up in a hurry and wastes no time standing and delivering. Joe Rovere trying to send it home from out past circle 2 in the fairway. Coming up empty-handed. Unfortunate there. That's going to be bogey for Feldberg.
Circle's edge draws metal.
Yep, can't have that this stage of the game. Flip-flopping that momentum back and forth with Joe Rovere. Send that home for a par.
Now it's birdie time, fellas.
Bit of a slow start here for our lead card. 5 holes in, 1 guy under par, 2 guys at even, 1 guy over. Have to pick up the pace.
Back to a par 4. This is hole number 6 at 600 feet. This one looping over to the right. I'll get the words out sooner or later, Philo.
It's all good. I think they get the idea, seeing how the drone is flying. So again, once another protected green. These guys really having a hard time getting that disc really close to the basket. Tee shot, not so difficult. Plenty of airspace to work with.
Way up in the air once again for Joe Rovere.
He's so good at doing that, isn't he? It's like so many of these shots where the fairway seems to be right at eye level. He's going 20, 30 feet vertical.
Anthon also into the stratosphere.
So hard to keep a disc holding to the right when you're playing at elevation. That thing's got to be either super light or super understable, or a combination of the two.
Cale going higher than he usually does. Often he plays a little bit lower. That one fades out early.
I don't think that hurts him too much, though, Grant.
No, at just 600 feet, the second shot
yeah,
should work.
for sure. I think somewhere like here where Feldberg and Cale are doesn't really hurt you too much. They're almost making minis left fairway. It really opens up a straighter shot into the green. Maybe a little longer, but pretty straight. Joe Rovere.
Wow.
That was saucy.
Little overhand play from Joe. Now Anthon.
Looks like that filtered in there nicely for Josh Anthon, somewhere around circle's edge.
Of course,
Nice
here,
look.
of course, here at Thorpe Park, not nearly as exposed as the Little America property, but this is an area where the wind can begin to play a factor.
Feldberg, disc away. Maybe rolled that over just a hair too much. Should have a look. Josh Anthon, first to act on the putting green. Can't get it to drop.
Feldy, awkward little putt here.
There you go.
Definitely one you got to take advantage of, though. Inside circle one for Feldberg. May have been a little obstruction, a little awkward of a stance, but he's done that so many times. Got to find a way to send those home this stage of the game. Gets them back to even for the round.
Here's Cale.
There we go. Bounce back. Nice to see both of those players up there on top of the leaderboard, making bogey, but coming right back with a strong birdie. Very next hole. Erase the mistake. Erase that whole bad taste in your mouth. Get back to work.
That's what I've been in a long time. So that one I was gonna mark it and be standing.
I just think the plastic is very premium.
I think it's the quality of plastic.
It's unlike any other plastic that you'll find in the industry.
It's something I can consistently trust.
You're gonna want to put multiple discs in your bag.
You can only say so much where they have to eventually just try it themselves and see.
Hole 7 is the second shortest hole on the property at 271 feet.
Pretty fair fairway once again. Jed does move a little bit to the right, but under 300 feet, you got to be seeing green light here. Get yourself on the green. Give yourself opportunities to score.
Joe Rovere, this looks great.
Absolutely beautiful from Joe. A little bit of long on the skip. Ground play could have checked him up a little faster, but a wonderful angle out the hand. Cale Leiviska looking to follow that up with something similar. Excellent. We talked about this earlier, Grant. The move that these guys are making on shots that are sub 300 feet, it does not look like the typical thing you'd see at sea level.
No, they're having to throw hard.
Same thing here for Josh Anthon. That speed out the hand would probably go 370 feet at sea level. But up here at elevation, they got to put a little extra pop on it to hold those angles. Everybody in business here at hole 7. Cale Leiviska getting things started on the birdie train.
No bad timing on the drink.
Now Rovere. Oh boy, that almost danced out.
That certainly did. That almost looked like the disc popping back out the disc man, you know. It was so close, but fortunate for him, it stayed inside the cylinder. Quick to act as usual, Josh Anthon pops that in for birdie, and Feldberg in the bullseye drops it home. Star frame for the fellas.
Don't hit your head, Feldy, onto the 8, 330 feet, a par 3, this one bending back again to the left.
And you can see all the trees in the way. Very protected, guarded fairway. Does open up towards the basket, but you're going to see these guys all probably play this wide hyzer. I think that's a pull from Joe Rovere. A little bit of a pull, going to be about 2/3 of the way up the fairway, I imagine. Cale Leiviska looking for the same.
Fuck out of here, dude.
And that one never jumps through. Dave Feldberg.
Oh, too low.
That looks a little low, doesn't it, Grant?
That's actually a putt.
All right. Does a little better to skip past that last little clump of trees. Should be a look for Feldberg putting down the hill.
And now Anthon.
Find it.
Also
No.
looks a hair low. It gets stable and gets an edge. It could get a good skip, but the most successful shots we've seen on this hole have been a little higher in the window and a little bit slower to fade.
Nobody in great shape yet.
No, we haven't seen one guy yet even have a remotely safe run at this putt. Joe Rovere, just like a half run, half layup, ensuring par. Here we go, Feldberg, best look of the group. I imagine this is shallow circle 2. There we go. Dave Feldberg able to capitalize, connect from circle 2. Big birdie there for Feldberg.
And he needs it. He's running the risk of losing contact with the leaders.
True. He knows it. He knows exactly where he's sitting. He knows he needs to pick up the pace. Find a rhythm.
And to the easiest hole on the course, the 9th. It's a par 4 at just 369 feet.
Yeah, you'd like to think this should be an easy birdie, but we did see some guys have some problems with this hole on round 2. It's pretty easy to clip a tree and find yourself off the fairway. Feldberg looking to attack here. Well, there's kind of the normal reaction that you'd see here at hole 9. Get about 2/3 of the way, bop a tree, and find yourself on the ground.
Oh, nice.
Joe Rovere, a big deflection there.
I'll check the angle when he gets there. You just never know.
Oh, no.
Ooh, that was a tug there from Cale Leiviska. Oh, Schenkenstein there. Josh Anton's already ready to rock and roll.
All right, 2.
Well, it does well to stay in the middle for Josh Anton. I believe he made eagle on that hole round 2, didn't he?
It wouldn't be surprising. This hole very eagleable. Several eagles given up during this round 4.
Go. Josh sends it a little long. Downhill putt for birdie.
Here's that angle Joe has.
Yeah, these are always touchy, putting Anheuser on the sidearm. Looks like he did well to get up there onto the green.
Now Dave.
Pretty straightforward Heiser approach there for Dave Feldberg. Bouncing his head off the basket once again, collecting a birdie. Oh, that wasn't so bad for Cale at all. What are you seeing so far, Grant, after these first 9 holes?
Well, we know that Cale and Joe are going to be able to put the hammer down at Little America long. So the risks and rewards here at Thorpe Park, somebody needs to either take advantage of them or needs to hope for a little bit of bad luck amongst the leaders. And those trying to get into the foursome at the top, they might need a little more bad luck amongst the leaders. So far, here's the pace of the field. Joe Rovere out in front by 1, halfway through round number 4.
Still a long ways to go before this championship is decided. And there it is, our top 10 at this point of of the round. Steve Rico has bounced back up into a tie with 4th place with David Feldberg and a bunch of other guys lurking just behind.
We'll be back with back 9 coverage of round 4. Thanks for watching.